this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And tonight our question comes to us from Draconum Blade. And Draconum Blade has what I believe is a follow-up question to our earlier vlogs on the subject of thought forms. And Draconum Blade writes to say that he has heard that worlds can be created through thought. And his question is, when a writer writes a story in which a world is created, and as examples we might think of Tolkien or J.K. Rowling, do the characters and the world in those works actually take on some sort of reality? And my answer to this is yes, but not so fast. Yes, I do believe that when people put a great deal of energy into a world that they're creating for a literary piece or for a cinematic piece, or even just because they're putting energy into it, yes, it can take on an existence of its own in some other dimension. And many authors will tell you that as they were writing their books, their characters, well, took on a life of their own and did not do at all what they had planned for those characters to do, but rather changed elements of the story simply by virtue of the fact that they changed. And I have found this to be true in my own writing. And so I very much believe that those worlds can take on a certain reality, those characters can take on a certain reality in their own right. Very much in the same way that we've discussed thought forms. But, like any other kind of manifestation, this does not happen casually. It requires a great deal of energy to go into it, intentionally or unintentionally. And when that level of energy does go into it, then sometimes very much like thought forms, those worlds can take on a certain reality. How thorough is that reality? I think it depends entirely on the amount of energy being put into it. How long will it last? Well, it's the same answer. It depends on the amount of energy being put into it. And in some cases, I think it can be considerable. And yes, when other people then read those stories, they also put more energy into it, which can keep that reality going and expand it and change it. So yes, I think that this is definitely a thing, but not something that happens casually. So I hope that answers your question and gives you something to think about, and until next time, may you blessed be. Today's vlog is brought to us by the term intent.
Intent. We do magic by consciously focusing energy. We shape that energy through thought and emotion. The energy takes its direction from the intent we set into that thought and emotion. Intent is your goal or purpose, what you wish to achieve, and it is very important to be clear in intent. When you concentrate upon your intent during a magical working, you are imprinting the energy with your intent so that it will shape itself to bring your intent to pass.